What's up, everyone? This is Jameson, and I'm here about to drop some secret knowledge. Now, today we're going to talk about how to break a bad habit. Alright? So let's dive right into it. Now, habits originate from the subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind actually dictates more of our life than we even possibly know. So, our habits are something that we have picked up on somewhere in the past. And I'm going to give you guys a little analogy as to understand what this looks like inside of our minds. Alright? So, what happened, how we created this bad habit in the first place, it was once a seed. It was once a thought, an idea, and we took upon this idea and we planted that seed inside our mind. At that time, it was just a baby. But as we continue to nurture and water that plant, that bad seed soon became a bad tree. And now this bad tree is, in a way, kind of fucking up everything else in the garden. So it's absolutely important that we try to minimize as much as we can and cut down these bad trees that you may have planted. Alright? Now there's an analogy there for you guys so you can understand that you have nurtured, the habits are formed in the subconscious. The subconscious is, it has a lot to do with our feelings and emotions. So this is all about, the subconscious is a very feminine aspect of our mind. That's why they say it's the right side of the brain, our feminine side. And feminine nature is much like water, and it's a very nurturing energy. So understand that when it comes to breaking habits, you have to be very, very kind and compassionate with yourself. Whether you're a man or a woman, just because the subconscious needs to be treated with care and respect. I don't care how bad your tree is that you're trying to chop down. You still need to show respect and care. But the whole purpose here is to, eventually let that tree die. And do it as if it was a relative in your family that you may not like. However, that relative finally announced that they have cancer and they're gonna die in 3 months. Treat it like you would a relative that you may not like, but you know is gonna die in 3 months. It doesn't matter. You will put your differences aside because okay, even though I may not like this person, you may not like this habit, but still you gotta be compassionate with it because you will get something out of this. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a 2-step process on how to do this. Keep it very simple out here. The first step you're going to do is catch yourself when you are doing the habit, or if you can, catch yourself right before you're about to do the habit. So hypothetically, let's say you started doing the habit without even realizing. Maybe it was biting your nails. Or maybe it was thinking about something, thinking about the past. Or maybe it was overeating. Let's use overeating as an example, right? So let's say you end up walking downstairs and you just go right to the fridge and you're not even aware about it. You're just kind of going about it, doing it automatically. And then what I want you to do here is step 1, catch yourself, stop yourself, and try to become aware of the thoughts that happen within that time frame. So whatever thoughts that happen, try to become aware of that because it was those thoughts, those automatic patterning thoughts, that's really the core of the habit. And by becoming aware of that, you're gonna loosen up the tree that you're trying to take down. The bad tree that we talked about, the bad habit, we're trying to take it down and out of our garden, so we need to loosen up that tree. So become aware of as many as to how did you get from maybe sitting on the couch. Let's say you're just sitting on the couch and then you just decided to walk up and go to the fridge. There would have had to have been some thought processes that like brought you towards the fridge, such as, man, I'm starving right now. Or maybe you were thinking about, something you did the other day. Maybe it could be anything, honestly. It could be a shame. Maybe you went to work and you wore something that you usually don't wear, and you felt like people were judging you, so you kind of felt, man, I really shouldn't have wore that to work. But then, I don't give a fuck as well. But then I also, kind of going back and forth with yourself, and that's just an example. But anything could be, causing those thoughts, anything. So just be aware of all possible thoughts and take note of everything. Take details, and all you have to do is become aware of it. You don't have to try to change it. Just say, okay, recall what thoughts happened that got you to performing the habit. So that's the first step. The second step is once you became aware of those thoughts, the second step is to decide to reduce the habit. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're performing the habit, say overeating, try to cut down on it. Don't try to get rid of it all at once. Just cut down on it. So this is going to look like you're going to the fridge, knowing how much you normally eat, all you have to do is eat less. Even if that means like a little less, it's still less is better than nothing. So choose to eat less. Choose to do less of that habit than what you normally do, but still do it. That way you can compromise with your subconscious mind. Instead of trying to chop down that tree all at once, that's not going to work out in most cases. So you're going to have to kind of, take down some branches first, take down some debris and all that stuff out of the tree before you can chop the whole thing down, all right? So that's it. All you have to do for step 2 is, once you did step 1, which is become aware of as many thoughts as possible, step 2 is to just reduce the amount of things that you do in the habit. If it's biting your nails, still let yourself bite your nails. And I'm serious, let yourself do the habit still. But just do less than what you normally do. And that's it. Those 2 simple steps, that is it. Now what you're going to do is, you take these 2 steps and implement it every single time you do this bad habit that you're trying to stop and get rid of. Do it every single time. And that way you can use this system to replace that habit. Because what you're doing, you're chopping down that tree one by one, until eventually, when you've reduced your habit to a certain point, there's a threshold. Once you got it to that threshold, then you'll be able to just uproot that tree and throw it out. It's just like that, and it'll be very natural. You won't feel your survival instinct kick in like, oh my God, I'm not eating anymore. Oh my God, I'm not biting my nails anymore. No. Because you've, over time, reduced the habit and you went easy on yourself. And if you followed my instructions, you would be compassionate and be kind throughout the whole process. But just don't keep entertaining the habit. If the habit wants more water, just give it less water than you usually give it. But eventually over time, you want to get to that point to where you do stop watering it. But when you get to that point, it'll be easy, because then you can just get rid of the tree. So in a way, you're kind of injecting it with that cyanide. So the tree doesn't have to suffer anymore its death. And you can just get rid of it and everything will be okay. And then once you do that, now you have free space. So once you get rid of that bad habit, you can plant a new habit there and a good tree that you want out of your life. So yeah, guys, follow that 2-step process, which is 1, become aware of as many thoughts as possible. Be as detailed as possible. Take note of every thought. Just be mindful and just be like, these are the things I thought of when I was going from here to here. Meaning from some place where you weren't doing the habit, and then right after that you did the habit. Take note of every thought between that time and space, and then right after that, just reduce. Just reduce the amount of habits that the amount of intake that you do with the habit. That is it. And you can play around with this. Take as much time as you need. Actually, the longer time you take, the easier it is in the long run, surprisingly. So, don't expect to get rid of this bad habit in one day. But don't make it a big deal about getting rid of this bad habit. To be honest, most of us do carry bad habits. Not every single one of us, but of course we've all had bad habits. So everyone knows how hard it is to have a bad habit. All you have to do is be very gentle and compassionate with it. But don't keep giving your power away to the habit. And that's really it. Over time, when you continue this two-step process, every time you get into that bad habit, just do exactly what I said, and you will gain your power back over the subconscious mind. That way the subconscious will not be overriding you anymore. And as a result, you're going to get rid of the bad habit, and you actually may find something beautiful. You may find some treasure from removing this bad habit. There may be treasure under that tree that you planted years ago. So yeah, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching Jameson Paradise. And yeah, I love you guys. Peace out.